How's it going, everybody? I thought that I'd do something interesting with some of our fall produce. Pumpkin soup, Thai inspired. So my idea was to use this jack-o'-lantern and basically make a squash soup, a pumpkin soup. These are totally edible. And I'm going to use some Thai flavors. So I'm going to use coconut milk and cilantro and some green onions from the garden. So let's go ahead and get some chunks of pumpkin and we'll get started. So my goal is to get the peel off the outside of this and just end up with some chunks that I'm going to cook with some onions. And maybe aim for about 2.5 pounds. Can you still hear the lambs crying, Clarice? All right, we're going to begin with a couple cups of diced onion and some olive oil. And we're going to try to caramelize them, not saute them, caramelize them so they're nice and brown and sweet. Oh yeah. And now we're going to go ahead and add our pumpkin. Then it's just been chunked up without the rind. And I'm going to add a little bit of smoked turkey homemade broth. Okay, that's a quart of turkey stock, and I'm going to start with a teaspoon of salt. And again, I want this to get real soft, and then I'm going to blend it together. All right, it's been about a half an hour. You see how soft all this stuff is? Okay, so now I'm going to add a can of coconut milk, unsweetened, and about a tablespoon of garlic. And I'm going to use my immersion blender to stir all this together. Okay, so I'm actually going to hybridize this with a little Indian spices. This is clove, fennel seed, black pepper, some bay leaves, and star anise, right? So that's kind of a licorice flavor. I'm going to put them in this tea ball, and I'm going to basically have this steeping in the soup. Right, to finish this up, remember I've got my tea ball with all of the spices in there. And I'm going to add about 1/3 of a cup of lime juice. And I've got all these veggies. So I've got basil, cilantro, green onions, and a couple of nice hot peppers, all diced up. These are fresh from the garden. I'll stir this up, simmer it, be right back. All right, here is the finished pumpkin soup. Nice and thick, with all those herbs fresh out of the garden. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and top it with some diced green onions. Maybe garnish it with a little basil sprig on the side and some crushed peanuts. Just put those in the coffee grinder. Oh, that's ready to go.